So huge update for Tesla investors today, but before we get to that, Elon Musk posting this on X. I wonder what company he's referring to. Quote, "They are not making the right moves to succeed." Spoiler alert, Government Motors. This from Sawyer Merritt. Government Motors, who led and matter, is investing $850 million into Cruise. Yes, the same Cruise that vehicles were pulled because of that whole cover-up due to the... Yeah, we've covered that. To help cover the company's operational costs, that's right. Sinking another near $1 billion into a project that will ultimately fail and be shut down. Mark my fucking words. The automaker has lost $8.2 billion on Cruise since 2017, with $3.48 billion lost in 2023 alone. Now, I just want to say something. At the same time, that close to $10 billion now has been burned on Cruise, which will ultimately fail. Tesla has made comparable money selling vehicles to consumers to help train their FSD models to ultimately put companies like Cruise out of business. Wild difference. And while we're on the topic of GM, before we get to the big bombshell update regarding Tesla's legal battles, just wanted to pull one quote out of this article. It is fascinating, hilarious, and, well, many other words as well. Last year, GM told investors that the automaker would reduce its spending on Cruise by, quote, hundreds of millions of dollars. But rather than completely cut ties with Government Motors, like Ford and Volkswagen did with Argo AI, as in, fuck this, it's burning money, it won't succeed, let's kill it while we can, cut our losses and move on, GM has said it remains committed to the struggling robotaxi company in the, keyword here, hopes. Now, what do I say? Oh, that's right. Hope is not a strategy. In the hopes that it will eventually see a return on its massive investment. Now, if Tesla wasn't doing what they're doing with FSD, it's possible that maybe eventually Cruise would start making money. But I'll tell you what, with the extremely high capital costs, I mean, think about it, $100,000 plus of hardware, vehicle plus the sensors. How long does it take one of those robotaxis to cover its own fucking costs, bro? Oh, God, this is just not a business model that's ever going to work when there's a company like Tesla developing a generalized solution that can be deployed on vehicles covered in, call it, $1,500, $2,000 of cameras, and that's it. Oh, yeah. By the way, in case you missed it, a GM board approves $6 billion share repurchase. So, just to recap, GM burning billions of dollars on Cruise, a project that will fail. You can fucking count on it. And GM also, right as they need to be spending every spare cent to urgently transition to electric vehicles, lest they go bankrupt because they get disrupted by EVs, instead of doing that, they're doing a $6 billion share repurchase. You know why? Short-term thinking. This is a great way to fake an increase in earnings per share because there's less shares because you bought more shares, see? And it's a great way to appease short-sighted, short-term stock traders / gamblers, not long-term investors. This is crazy. GM currently, this is a $6 billion rearrangement of the chairs on the deck of the Titanic after it's hit a fucking iceberg instead of abandoning ship for electric vehicles. And we're nearly done trolling GM, but I just can't not. It's just, it's a slow-motion train wreck unfolding. This was hilarious from Holmars. Can't wait for GM to pass Tesla in EV sales next year. This, of course, a quote from Mary B.S. Barra back in 2021 when she told Phil LeBeau of CNBC that GM can, quote, absolutely catch Tesla in EV sales by 2025, while simultaneously shaking her head. The body language doesn't lie. I covered that at the time. It was incredible. She's obviously lying through her fucking teeth. I mean, she's literally saying absolutely at the same time. She's violently shaking her head left to right. By the way, a bit of a tangent, but why not? If you guys are ever interested in learning a little bit more about this stuff, I highly recommend watching some of the analyses of police interrogation videos online. You can see people, professionals who actually assess them, body language experts. It's quite telling. You see people who are lying and getting uncomfortable and shit. It's really fascinating. Now, just to be clear, GM expects to sell between 100,000 and 150,000 electric vehicles this year, down from its previous lies of 200,000 to 300,000, which are also lies. And by the way, hang on. How many vehicles was Tesla selling back in 2021 when GM said by 25 they'd catch them? Spoiler alert, it's more than that. So entirely predictable. What a train wreck. And it turns out that Elon Musk is correct in describing the fact that GM are making the wrong moves to succeed. They're literally making every possible wrong move and simultaneously lying to their investors, to their fucking faces. Unbelievable. I mean, honestly, Mary Barra is the worst. I'm judging her based on results and decision making. That's it. I don't know her personally. But in terms of running a company into the fucking ground, she's doing an incredible job. And now the huge news from Tesla, who are fighting back against the insane, corrupt activists pretending to be a judge who spat in their faces. Quote, Tesla seeks to delay July hearing in battle over Musk's pay. Tesla argues the impact of investor vote must be considered. And obviously, a truer thing has never been spoken. Tesla investors overwhelmingly backed reviving Musk's pay plan. Lawyers for Elon Musk say a shareholder vote last week approving the Tesla co-founder's pay package should delay a hearing on the award of billions of dollars in fees to the vultures, who call themselves lawyers, who challenged it. Attorneys for the electric car maker said in a filing Friday that the June 13 decision by Tesla investors to reapprove Musk's pay, quote, impacts significantly what remains to be decided in this litigation. The company asked for a delay of the July 8 hearing so it can lay out the shareholder vote's implications. I can lay them out right now, guys. We approved it in 2018. We approved it again. Kathleen McSeebohm can get the fuck out of here and the lawyers can fuck off because clearly they weren't acting in the best interests of any Tesla shareholders. The consensus would say otherwise. That's why we reapproved the package. So everyone can just FOAD. Thank you. And of course, I do mean that metaphorically. I don't wish any harm upon these people. I just wish they would fuck off. The corrupt activist who pretends to be a judge, Kathleen McSeebohm, who voided Musk's pay package in January because she knows better, is set to hear arguments on whether to award billions in Tesla stock to the lawyers who brought the challenge. Is it possible that they may have had an incentive to bring this case simply for a massive payday, even though it may not have been reasonable, fair, honest? Is it possible these lawyers thought, shit, son, we could ask for about 10%. That's nearly $6 billion. Let's do it. Is that possible that could have occurred? Nah, that would never happen. That would suggest that they're greedy, immoral. I was about to drop a word that I'll get cancelled for saying on YouTube. Luckily, I held myself back there. The shareholder vote, quote, alters the course of this litigation and arguments about it should be, quote, briefed expeditiously and decided before this court rules on legal fees to be awarded, according to the filing. Again, just want to be clear. These fucking vultures, the lawyers, who harmed Tesla, wasted everyone's time and money, and incurred huge legal expense for Tesla to fight this, have asked for close to $6 billion of Tesla stock as compensation for fucking Tesla investors and spitting in the face of everyone who voted in favour of Musk compensation in 2018. Madness. I mean, seriously, these are absolute bottom feeders. The audacity to even ask to seek that level of fee is just insane. A lawyer for the Tesla investor who knocked out Musk's pay package countered in his own court filing Friday that Tesla's attempt to launch a legal redo of the process of approving the billionaire's compensation plan had no legal basis and there was no reason to delay the July 8 hearing. Get fucked, mate. What a joke. No legal basis. Let's see here. Shareholders reapproved the compensation plan. This is kind of important. McSeebohm rejected Tesla's attempts to claim it could correct flaws in the process, quote, nearly 5 years ago as part of the case. The plaintiff's lawyer wrote, the shareholder vote had, quote, no legal effect after a post-trial judgment on the merits. I mean, can we just talk about how fucking insane this is once again? Tesla shareholders got the opportunity to vote on this again. Kathleen McSeebohm conjured up some ridiculous, they didn't know enough about the pay package, therefore it's not valid. Fuck you. Here's more information. Vote again. Reapproved. Now what, bitch? It's a good question, isn't it? How insane is it that this argument's being made? We overwhelmingly reapproved this compensation plan. That should be the end of it. In fact, this case should never have been brought in the first place. This is just, it's clown world. The lawyer for the dickhead with a couple of shares that brought this whole case also argued, that plaintiff's lawyers deserve billions of dollars of Tesla stock for winning the case. Outrageous. I mean, bro, how do these people sleep at night? A delay in the hearing would further hold up the fake judge's decision on how much to award in lawyer compensation. You know what they should be awarded? The payment of everyone else's fees for wasting everyone's goddamn time, which needs to happen before she issues an order finalising the case and opens a window for Musk to appeal the ruling. In January, McSeebohm, with an agenda, voided the record-setting executive compensation plan Tesla's board and investors approved for Musk in 2018. She performed some mental and legal gymnastics and claimed to have found that members of the board had undisclosed conflicts of interest when it came to deciding Musk's pay. Now, I'm just going to say it. Why are we talking about this? Tesla investors themselves approved this compensation in 2018, and we've done it again. Even if, and by the way, I don't believe there are any conflicts of interest with the board, but even if who cares? Investors themselves approved the plan. Why are we having this conversation? Oh, by the way, the actual answer is money-hungry vultures wanted to bring a case, and you have an activist judge who has a chip on her shoulder because the Biden administration has told her that Elon bad. I'm just kidding. None of that's true. Why did I even say that? It's not true at all. McSeebohm is under no legal obligation to recognise the shareholder vote under Delaware law, but can choose to take judicial notice of the development. Now, the real question, how tightly are her strings being pulled? A reasonable person will take into consideration the fact of this massive, monumental reapproval of the compensation plan. Somebody with an extremely aggressive, maybe high-paying puppet master, on the other hand, who's been tapped on the shoulder and said, hey, look, this will blow up your career, but we'll look after you when everything goes down in claims. We really need to get this guy. But I mean, who knows what happens here? However, I would suspect that sanity will prevail, but you never know. Once she rules on the legal fees, which will be quite telling probably of what's to come. Again, their fees should be paying everyone else's fees for wasting everyone's time, not being awarded a cent. McCormick, also more accurately known as McSeabom, will issue a final judgment in the case, clearing the way for Musk to appeal to the Delaware Supreme Court. The decision prompted Musk to vow to pull all his company's legal incorporations out of Delaware and call for a new proxy vote on Tesla's move to Texas and the revival of his pay plan. Investors voted by more than 80% to move Tesla's corporate home to the Lone Star State. Now, why would that have happened? I wonder why it would be that Tesla shareholders, after a dickhead activist pretending to be a judge in Delaware fucked them all, would overwhelmingly, in excess of 80%, vote to get the fuck out of Delaware so they don't get fucked again without consent. I wonder why that would happen. Perhaps it is the case that Tesla investors, on average, don't appreciate an activist pretending to be a judge fucking them without consent. I mean, crazy idea, I know. Musk is urging other business owners to shift their incorporations out of Delaware, the corporate home to more than 70% of Fortune 500 companies. The state's Chancery Court is a premier US venue for corporate litigation, and its judges are recognized as business law experts, or in the case of McSeabom, a crazy activist. So clearly Tesla are pushing hard, fighting back to see the end of this ridiculous case. It still remains in the hands of McSeabom. And again, I say, but I'm going to be pretty clear about this, whether or not she considers this Tesla shareholder vote will simply come down to a matter of how tightly are her strings being pulled by her puppet master. I'm just kidding. There's no puppet master. She's just trying to look after the Tesla retail investors who... Oh, wait, but no, because we already approved this in 2018 and we approved it again. I don't know why she's doing this, actually. I'm trying to think of a legitimate reason, and I can't. I'm sure there must be one. Otherwise, she'd be extremely corrupt, which would never happen. What do you guys think is going to happen from here? Will this be the end of it, or is it going to continue to drag on? Want more content? Early access? A bunch of perks? Click the links in the pinned comment. AG1 is awesome. I've been taking it daily now for more than 3 years. It's a great way to fill in nutritional gaps. It's packed full of vitamins, minerals, and whole food source nutrients, plus has prebiotics, probiotics, and adaptogens to improve gut health, regularity, and help your body handle stress. I'm always looking for an edge to help me feel and perform my best, which is why I haven't missed a day of AG1 for more than 3 years. And I haven't missed a daily video in more than 3 years. Must be a coincidence, right? Just try it and see how you feel. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. But don't take my word for it. This is what viewers of the channel had to say after trying AG1. I feel like I have a lot more energy since I started on AG1. By the way, viewer, that makes 2 of us. On to the next. Just got my AG1 in the mail. Legit feeling the effects after day 3. This viewer's been taking AG1 for 8 months and says, what an investment. Another. 3 months ago, I started AG1 and have been enjoying the evenness of alertness and energy that lasts the day. I just started the wife on it too. Are you convinced yet? I mean, hey, it's worth trying, right? Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR, or I can keep going. Plenty more to come. This viewer, after about a month on AG1, definitely a lack of fatigue in the afternoon. Pleasant side effect is that my coffee intake has imploded and is almost down to 0. One more? Yeah, why not? I honestly feel younger and will be continuing to use AG1. This stuff really is crazy good. I didn't think it would be, but this stuff is awesome. It really is what everyone is saying. One more? Don't mind if I do. I've just received my 3rd month supply. I've drank it every day. I have so much energy throughout most of the day. I'm productive, started a new business, started socializing, refurbished a boat. It's no coincidence. Thank you for your persistence, your integrity, and your insights. Now look, these are not my words. These are not my testimonials. This is what you guys and girls are saying. Maybe it's 100% placebo effect. But even if that's the case, I think it's money well spent. Click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR and get yourself a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 plus K2 and 5 travel packs. If you're still skeptical, hey, I don't blame you. Everyone on the planet seems to be promoting AG1 now, but guess what? They weren't nearly 3 years ago when I had this to say privately to my Patreon audience before there was a relationship, when I was asked about what I was doing for my health, energy, and so on. Just sharing my genuine, honest thoughts about a product I'd recently discovered that was at the time called Athletic Greens, now AG1. If I could only recommend one supplement to take, Athletic Greens, and I'm not getting paid to say this, Athletic Greens is a fucking game changer. I cannot believe how effective this is. No longer having a lack of energy in the afternoons. It's fucking amazing. There's only one thing to recommend, seriously. Try Athletic Greens. You won't go back. So obviously, just like Elon Musk is a liar, a fraud, a con man, a scammer, a fake engineer, and Tesla's going bankrupt, you shouldn't trust that guy from about 3 years ago who, without any financial incentive, was promoting this product to his audience on Patreon when they were asking about health and what he's doing for supplements. Because obviously there was some other reason he recommended that, obviously. Not sure what it was, but don't trust that guy. And all the testimonials, like my mental game's improved with AG1. I feel better than ever. I'm so impressed I've bought it for both my parents. I feel more focused and have better digestion. Incredible difference. No more afternoon fatigue. It's relieved gut issues. These are all just obviously fake testimonials from fake people. Right? Wrong. Just try it. Unless you hate yourself. If you hate yourself and you don't even want to risk possibly feeling better, this is not for you. But for everyone else, what's the worst that could happen? Try it for a month. See how you feel. It's a no-brainer. Just click the link in the pinned comment or head to drinkag1.com/SMR. You'll get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3 and K2 plus 5 travel packs. And you'll take the colossal risk that maybe you might have a similar experience to some of the people whose testimonials we've read in this video.